In this module, we experienced some of the elegance and magic that is Angular. We saw that communicating with a web server using $resource makes everything easier when working with forms. Since we set up the data earlier in this course using $resource, we could readily retrieve the data for use in editing and save the data with a simple call to $save. We didn't have to do anything else. Nested route states simplify binding. By allowing child views to bind to the parent controller's model, there's no need to pass data around or manually share viewed data. Since we set up the routing and the nested route states earlier in this course, we didn't have to write any code to set up a model for the editing feature. We also saw that ngModel is magic. Well, not really, but it certainly reduces the amount of code required to get data onto a form and read the data from that form. ngModel's two-way binding handles all of that automatically. Just set the ngModel directive to a property of the controller's model and you are set. Or in our case, the parent controller's model. Putting these concepts together really show the power and benefits of Angular. We covered a lot in this module. We created the data entry forms for entry of basic product information and for the product search tags. We looked at one-way versus two-way data binding and set up two-way data binding on the forms using the ngModel directive. We styled those forms with Bootstrap. We added the masked edit directive to ensure that the product code matched a specific mask. We added a date picker directive to provide flexibility in entering or picking a date. Finally, we wrote the very small amount of code required to submit the form data back to the server and used Toaster to notify the user that the save was successful. Here again is the set of tasks that we originally identified for building a line of business application. This module was all about the data entry forms. We laid out the forms, styled them with Bootstrap, and we demonstrated how to submit the data from the forms to a web server with very little code. But we don't currently validate any of the data. Let's do validation next.